Hi, this is Janet Miller. I finally felt it was time to get myself out there with reading the information from the Galactic Heritage cards that I do my best to pull every week. Because the energies are so massive right now, and there's so much new energy coming in. It really is creating a wonderful time, but a very challenging time for many of us. And I find that these cards really just what I call hit the nail on the head. So the first card, there was four cards this time. I picked two and then I picked another two because there was just more cards that needed to come out. The first one is the Orion card, which is healing, crisis, and purging, which makes perfect sense right now because we know, as spiritual beings having a human experience, that we need to be able to embrace change. And Gaia, as an entity, is also experiencing great change. And when we have a healing crisis within ourselves, when we begin to decide it's time for us to heal, we need to purge the old energy. We need to purge the old toxins from our system. And with all the changes that are happening on Earth, this is the same thing. Gaia is just saying, I need to change there, folks. So I need to be able to create the environmental issues that need to stir up the old energy so it can be released from my system. So this also, when we do this for ourselves, it can create chaos and unrest in our lives. And rather than be upset by it, see if you can try to embrace it and enjoy the fact that there is a change. And instead of lamenting it, how about just saying, what's releasing? What is it time for me to release? And how can I learn to enjoy this process? It's challenging, but if you can take a little time to look at this deeper message, it can really help you through the process of healing and purging. The next one is learning to nurture, and it's from the Zeta Reticuli. Don't even know whether I'm saying that right, but basically, as a species, the Zetas cut themselves off from their emotions so that when it came time to emerge and claim back who they were, they didn't know how to nurture themselves. And that happens with us as humans quite often. When we have painful experiences, we stuff them away, and what happens is that we don't want to look at them. It's what I call shadow work, which is what I deal with. And what happens is that we don't want to deal with them. And yet it's almost like they're always there in the back, kind of reaching out to us saying, hey, take a look, take a look, take a look. So, and that is all about learning to nurture ourselves and to be kind to ourselves. We humans, and especially women, have been taught at a very early age that we need to be selfless, that we need to always nurture and serve others. And now it's time to claim our power back and nurture ourselves. And that's very challenging because there's a lot of cultural issues that come with that. And I know in the past when I did it for myself, when I was with my ex, I was called selfish, I was called inconsiderate. Who did I think I was? And it took me a while to learn to say, no, I need to nurture myself. I need to honor who I am. And I need to be able to reclaim my energy so I can give energy to others. And basically, that's what's happening with the earth as well. So we as humans need to be able to nurture ourselves. So if you can't or find it difficult to nurture yourself, perhaps you need to answer the question, why do I feel I can't nurture myself? because this will bring you some insight as to where you're holding yourself back with regards to nurturing yourself for your own energetic alignment with what's happening. The next card was calling our parts home. And this is from Sirius. And this is the future. Now, calling our parts home is interesting because what happens is that we tend to fragment ourselves and we distance ourselves from those uncomfortable parts of ourselves. We disown them. We don't want to look at them anymore. It's not part of our lives. No, 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 no. We don't want to do that. Well, unfortunately, we have to look at it because when we tend to separate part of our lives that are uncomfortable or painful and disempowering, we can't connect. We can't connect with the energy that we need to be able to bring to the table to create something new. We need to become whole and integrate this. And this is what it means by calling those parts back to us. We have to be able to look at any part that is uncomfortable and say, what did it teach me? Can I look at this in a different way? Can I bring this now along with me or not, or try to accept the fact that the more we try to hold it back, the more it's going to come out to try to stop us. So that's where this is. That's where this message comes from. The last one is an interesting one, and it is called Leaving Home, and it's from the Essentia. Now, the Essentia are actually a hybrid from the Essenes and the humans, and this is in the future, okay? So what happens is that when we learn to assimilate all those parts of ourselves, we come up with a new integrity that we approach the world with and we see the world with. And we can bring that into fruition when we go out into the world. So this is where we learn to leave the past, accept the past, but learn to bring everything, all parts of ourselves together. And this is what's happening with some of the structures on Earth right now too. A lot of systems are breaking down. A lot of things are coming up into the open. And this is where all these messages are coming in because it's all part of a process in the energeticness of the new energy that's coming in. So I'm going to, my goal is to do this at least once a week because these energies will stay around for a while depending on what parts we're at. I offer Galactic Heritage readings, which I found was challenging for me because it was really out there. But when I'm in meditation now, I have a lot of Sirians and Palladians and Achurians visit me. So it's time for me to get this information out there. So if you would like any information and would like to find out what your galactic heritage is, give me a call. I'd love to be able to help you do that and help you embrace the new energy that's going on in your life and how you can learn to navigate it in any way you can. Okay, so that's the Galactic Heritage reading for the last week of October, bringing you into the month of November.